chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. I'm done, I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like a fluke. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you breathe. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Interstellar night space, no one else sees. In the underground, we're living low key. Can give you peace here in your mind. And as I found no place in the dead of night to come alive. cliche. I see the sparks you throw my way. I know your name is written on everyone's mind. Your whole show is captivating me, but don't think that I can see right through that disguise. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty, How about I get another drink, baby, Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes. But when you got this whole thing, I like the way you look at me. How about we just go with the flow? Now you know I feel it too. But I don't think this could be something that becomes a thing. Maybe just for tonight, then I'll be over you. But when you got close to me, you had me falling so hard, baby, yeah, now I get it. You got heads turning, and you don't even try. Well, would you look at that? My glass is empty, How about I get another drink, baby, Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes. Oh yeah. How about I get another drink, baby, Okay, I get it. You got fire burning, right there in your eyes.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the
Hello and welcome everybody to the Streamline Minor League Tournament. It is your boy Pond here, and I'm getting joined by an old friend, Forge. Forge, how is it going today?
Hello, Pond. Thank you for the glorious introduction. Feels good to be back here. How's it going over there, Pond?
Man, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I mean, it's nice to have you back in the booth. You and I did my first ever casting match, and I think it was yours too together. It's
Correct.
good to have you back, man.
Yeah. Yeah, good to be back here and good to finally be back after hours of toiling different shifts at my other work, but that's a story for another day. Finally I get to experience some competitive siege and I'm back to casting after weeks. So hope to have a good game and hope to have a good cast with you all.
Yeah, and it should be a good game today. We're going to be having Decoy Dreams and KL11 Esports out here, and both teams are looking very strong. Decoy Dreams, I don't think I casted either of those matches. I didn't cast the Decoy Dreams or the KL11 match, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see something new, especially coming from these two teams. We are going to be going to the map ban phase, and the first map that'll come off the board from Decoy Dreams is going to be Consulate. Any surprises there, Forge?
Nope. Actually, though, there is a surprise. I kind of expected Consulate to either be the last ban, or rather, I wanted Consulate to be played, but a man can dream.
Only a man can dream. And as we're talking, we're going to be seeing Coastline coming off the board from KL11. And those are two of the smallest maps in the game, two very frag heavy maps. And we talk a lot, and every single stream we do talk quite a bit about the fact that we won't see much consulate play here, mainly because a lot of teams aren't very comfortable on the map, and it isn't a really fun map to play, honestly. Especially with more of a competitive style. As we're talking, Villa's going to be coming off the board, and there isn't really much of a surprise for these first three bands coming out. Clubhouse is still on the board; neither team has taken that off yet, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we can get out of these maps, but nothing super surprising in the initial map ban phase.
Yeah, so Villa being strat heavy and extremely defender sided, it's again like you said, not big of a surprise seeing Villa being eliminated here. Though with Villa out, I expect either Theme Park or Oregon to be next. Another strat heavy, less of a frag heavy map. Both of those. So we'll have to see how this goes. I'm guessing either Cafe or Clubhouse to be the map to be played. Yep, and well, Theme Park's out of the equation as well.
Yeah, so as we're saying, Oregon's going to be off, so you're right on the money. It's either going to be
Yeah.
Clubhouse or Cafe. So it's going to be all on to KL11 about what map they want to play. And if I was a betting man, I'd say we're going to Clubhouse today. I don't know about yourself there, Forge.
I was about to say Cafe, but that's out. I actually wanted Cafe to be played, but okay, we're out to Clubhouse now, I guess. Like the
Yeah,
first game that we casted together is Clubhouse again.
yeah, the first map we did together, and the second, and the third, and the fourth. I believe also the fifth. I don't
Well,
think
I
we got
think
any maps other than Clubhouse until the fifth play day or fourth play day.
yeah, I guess by then we were already out of interesting things to say, and we had to loop whatever we had already said. So
So
that
we will be starting with KL11 on attack and Decoy Dreams on defense. And um I'm expecting a very similar way to play out. What we've seen Clubhouse played a bunch, and there isn't a whole lot new you can see come out of a lot of teams. I mean, we did get that insane 6 second that Ash ace. For those of you who might have seen that on the for those of you who might have seen it on the Jaeger itself channel, that did come from a map, and that was the game against Decoy Dreams. I believe the match of Decoy Dreams was it Sin Esports? Because Sin Esports was the one that got the clip.
that's a good point. I think we'll just have to clarify that. I guess might take a while. But yeah, so essentially, I mean, we have seen some frag-sided takes on Clubhouse. We've also seen strat-heavy takes which have pushed the choked attack rather, all the way to the last 10 or 20 seconds. So Clubhouse in the current meta is slightly attacker-sided, but becomes defender-sided based on the bans. You pull out maybe Thatcher or even a Maverick, it tends to become more defender-sided even without the presence of Mira or Maestro. So we'll have to see if these guys, if Decoy Dreams is thinking of being unconventional by either going for target bans, because these teams have played in the tournament before, so teams would probably have an idea of what operators these guys are strong at, what strategies favor these operators. So we might be seeing some target bans, or we might just see the general strategies that are used.
Yeah, and just to clarify, it was Decoy Dreams that had the 6 second Ash ace against them. So curious if they're going to hold down Cash CC maybe a little bit stronger this time. I wonder if KL11 is thinking that they want to get a clip of their own. Um, it'll be funny to see. But yeah, I do agree with what you're saying. And the Clubhouse is one of those maps that I wouldn't say it's either attacker sided or defender sided. There are checklists you can go through in order to take all of the sites. For let's talk about Church Arsenal. One of the ways that you can take that is you open up Kitchen Hatch, you do a top down roam clear out all the roamers playing on second floor, spread out through, cut out the rotate from blue. You open up blue hatch, moto hatch, kitchen hatch, push someone down main stairs, drop somebody in moto, open up the church wall, and then plant. That is really the way you take that site, and that's the way the attackers can win. The way the defenders win that site is really holding the vertical play, usually playing with a pulse, having a successful roam clear, or not a roam clear, a successful roam play, delaying the attackers enough so that they only have a few seconds to push in the end. But I wouldn't say any of the sites are strongly attacker sided or strongly defender sided. I think that the attackers are given ample opportunity to take a lot of them. At the same time, the defense also is given ample opportunity to stop the attack, because Clubhouse is a fairly big map, but there's a lot of different ways you can play the attack, and there's really a few default defensive setups that can really prevent the attack from pushing. But it's not an impossible defensive. It's not an impossible site to take. I'd say one of the more defender sided sites would be something like Basement in Oregon, or um,
Aviator Villa,
Aviator
maybe. Yeah.
Aviator Games in Villa. Yes, yes. Those are two of the more defender sided ones, where if you get the early pick playing Aviator Games on Villa, that's it.
Mm.
There's no, if the defenders get an early pick and it's a man advantage for the defense, then you're almost guaranteed to win the site. I think it's a
Mm.
72% win rate with a defensive pick without
Correct.
it
So,
being
yeah,
traded out.
around 72%, around 70%. Yes, I mean, Clubhouse is no Villa or Cafe. Those two are towering at 30% attack win rate. So those are the more heavier defender sided games. Clubhouse, I guess, Clubhouse inches more towards the 49-51 or 48-52 range, favoring defense, because the sides are fairly balanced in its takes, and a proper vertical play. Say, like, if you're pushing cash, which seems cash and basement seem to be the two preferred sites. If the teams are running an SSG roam, they go towards basement first, or uh, otherwise you would see a cash hold, and cash generally excessive pressure being put onto construction or to logistics room tends to I mean to say, excessive pressure being put early in the early rounds tends to favor the attack a little more. So yes, you're right. It's more balanced as long as there's good utility and time management. Uh, Attackers have a fair chance of winning.
Yeah, and I mean, even with me personally playing, I feel like it really depends on the teams I'm playing against. Sometimes when I'm playing, I'm tearing it up. I'm tearing it up on attack on Clubhouse. All my shots are hitting. I'm getting that room clear done. I'm able to get control of rafters early on when attacking CC Cash. I'm able to get control of blue early on when attacking Church Arsenal. I'm able to get control of logistics when attacking gym bedroom. Like, I'm able to get the control I want in order to execute my push. But then there's other times when, like, sometimes I'm not hitting my shots. But on defense, it's just like I'm like, I usually typically play either Ramai or Doc in the rafters. Even on a gym cache hold or a gym bedroom hold, I'll do a more of a soft roam, and I would go towards rafters, and I would stop the push up main stairs, blue, and garage. And sometimes I'm hitting my shots there, but it's never like, I've never had it like a map like Theme Park when I'm always winning the defenses on Theme Park, but I struggle to win the attacks. It's one of those ones where it's like, it's really 50-50 on how that map's going to be played out. So we are waiting for one more player to enter the lobby, and we will be starting shortly.
Yeah. I think your point about Wamai was pretty valid. If you were to place Wamai either in Clubhouse or in Theme Park, the comparison would be in the form of how the buffer rooms are held. For the sake of discussion, I'm considering the rafters of garage and even the logistics room as buffer rooms, which, unlike in Theme Park, at least from what I've seen, they don't require as in Clubhouse. It doesn't require as much utility, or rather, in Theme Park, there's a lot of utility to defend the buffer rooms, and it is successful. You can hold down the buffer rooms very easily, and that slows down attack. But in case of Clubhouse, even if you have a Vamai, it's rather easier to take these buffer rooms. You can maybe grenade or burn out the ADS or magnets in the rafters or even logistics room. And once attack is there, it's just one wall into sight. So I guess that's what differentiates clubhouse and theme park. In theme park, it's a lot harder to go from one room to another. Even to get that vertical play, you need to clear out all of the lines of sight. So drone out extensively, maybe an IANA or an extra set of drones to check, to verify if there is even somebody there, or if somebody even has a line of sight into all of these buffer rooms. But in clubhouse, it's a lot easier. It's slightly more linear in comparison to theme park, which can get very convoluted at times. A lot of flanking routes, quick retakes onto the rooms that attack has already
Hmm.
taken. So it seems a lot harder in theme park because of its design, allowing for defenders uh, to hold on the buffer rooms or have quick retakes easily.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And drone economy is a huge thing on theme parks. Setting up some of those flank drones, and especially when losing an attack early on, having them sit in those flank drones. Like theme park is so big with so many potential rotates that it's kind of um like it's one of those maps where it's like you have to almost, if you want to go for a roam clear, you have to almost bring either a nomad or have somebody almost dedicated on drone watch in order to prevent some of those flanks. Like it's one of those ones where it's like, if you know that people are going to be playing off site, there's not a whole ton you can do about it, especially with the roam clear, unless you get the picks. And if you don't get the picks, you're delayed very immensely as an attacking team. So our last player did join the lobby. We are going to be moving into our game.
So finally, the wait is over. We are starting in Decoy Dreams versus KL11 Clubhouse. First round, Decoys on defense, KL11's on attack, and we are now moving to the ban phase.
Yeah, and I'm not expecting anything crazy out of the band phase. First one out will probably be Thatcher, and then the second one will more likely to not be Montang. As I say that, Montang's going to be the first one off the board, which means I'm either expecting a Thatcher ban or a Maverick ban. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I'd say Maverick ban. If they do a Maverick ban, it's going to be a lot easier for attack. It's going to be a lot easier for uh, K11 because Thatcher would be available. That would mean oh, never mind. So we are going to see at least a minute spent on opening either the walls or the hatches because Thatcher is already out.
Yeah, and then for defensive bans, I mean, we're gonna see that Echo ban come in. Echo has been banned in all but one of the matches I've seen on here, and then that secondary ban typically comes out to be either Mira, Maestro, or we have seen, I believe it was a Wamai ban, um, or sometimes we see like a Valkyrie ban. When Valkyrie's not on the table, a lot of teams want to cut out a lot of that intel because Valkyrie's very powerful on a big map like Clubhouse.
Correct. And the advantage of a Valkyrie taken out of the board is you don't have to compulsorily bring an IQ. So that leaves up the spot. I know the lag of a G8A1 can also hurt, but that leaves up a spot for an extra frag operator. So while we're at it, Echo's out, Valkyrie's in play, but Maestro's out, which means
Yes.
Mira's in play.
Yeah, I've spoke this point a lot, and a lot of people seem to disagree with me on this, but I stand to my point. The fact I don't think Mirror's that powerful on this map. I think that there are a lot better of operators that you can bring. Especially like there's a lot better utility you can gain. I think that the mirrors I don't think you have any decent enough line of sights where you can cut off large enough areas for mirror to be viable in comparison to bringing either a Maestro or having the utility of having Castle. I think Castle's very powerful on Clubhouse, cutting out a lot of those outside windows and forcing the defenders to use, or the attackers to use, a lot of utility. Like I think Castle personally is a better pick than Mira on this site, or on this map.
Yeah, I'll have to agree though, because the sheer amount of utility that Castle brings, especially with the proximity alarms now, no longer reliant on the impacts for site remodeling. So that in turn does make him a better pick than Mira. I would say that rather than Cash, maybe Gym Bedroom, would still be a good side to bring Mira. But if there's proper synergy between the castle and his proximity alarms and maybe a Legion, that provides more intel than what Mira can ever bring on any of the sides.
Yeah, and bringing that castle and a smoke in order to a castle and a smoke in order to shape the site and set up the site in the ways that you want typically works, I think, a little bit better than having that mirror there. But anyways, we are going to be moving on, I believe, to a cash CC defense to begin with. No surprise there. They have the Maverick in order to try and get open that wall. And I just gotta say real quick, Mac Daddy is definitely my favorite name.
Okay, I have to agree. Mac Daddy is a pretty good name. It's got
But
some
I
personality to it.
yeah, it definitely does, and we see some pretty funny names come in. I know Shadowween's another funny one that we get. But yeah, the Mac Daddy will be playing on that smoke. I want to see what we can see at him. Krudaku is going to be roaming downstairs in the bar, potentially delaying the attack anybody from pushing over from that west side. And it looks like they were able to get the charges, so Thermite's going to be able to open up that cash CC wall. And in the last game we had with Decoy Dreams, we got to see Jano really shine. I believe Jano was the one that had top fragged for their team and really made a lot of impact plays, opening up a bunch for them.
Okay, so I mean, while you're at it, seems like the Doc has engaged with the Hibana. Although the Hibana's charges were jammed onto the entrance of garage, Hibana played by Skullex has lost 50% of his health. So, but one of the good things is with 1 minute 30 seconds they already have both walls open. So that's definitive progress made by attack. So we might start to see some pressure being put, but they still haven't cleared out Rudaku. This could prove to be a little risky, if considering that the Hibana is right there trying to push into pool table. Although I guess the Jaeger now, Jaeger played by Rudaku, is retreating back into bar.
Yeah, it looks like Jaeger's going to be engaging with the player, trying to get some vertical play into stocks right now. And it looks like the attack are trying to execute onto site. They're trying to clear out those players playing in cash. And as I'm saying that, we're gonna have two very quick picks come up. It's all gonna be Jano on red stairs, but that's going to be two big players off the board. Daku, who was roaming downstairs to try and prevent that push from logistics. And now the attackers are going to be able to get control of rafters, which is the last check mark they need in order to take over the site. And as I say that, Jano is able to take out the player that is pushing right up red stairs, and it's going to be a 3v4. 15 seconds left on the board. Mac Daddy can deny this plant with his smokes.
Oh, and while you're at it, Skullex just jumps into site. All attackers have in fact jumped into site, but Skullex does get down by the smoke gas, and IQ is attempting to push the plant, but there's smoke everywhere, and the plant is going down, and we're probably going to see Legion try to deny the plant, and he does. Vertical play being used perfectly in favor of defenders. Decoy Dreams opening their account with 1 win.
Yeah, Jano went down, pushed from below, new default plant, and he made it happen. I know I'd said before, Jano is one of the really strong impact players we had in the last game for Decoy Dreams, coming up really clutch, playing over on red stairs. And that time he had downed, I believe it was the IQ, took out the two players pushing up red stairs, didn't give any ground to the attackers there. I mean, by all means, the attackers should have won that round. They had control of rafters, they had control outside of cash, but Jano had stopped that. Very well played by the Legion.
So that Maverick push that happened from the stairs towards cash, I think. So that stopping that Maverick push gave Jano free rein onto going right below side. So that was perfectly timed. That I do think Maverick should have gotten that kill, but Jano timed his hiding and getting back into the crosshairs perfectly well. That allowed him to go down and get a good denial without having to worry about entering into the lines of sight of the attackers. So Jano really having impactful frags over there. Right time, right rotation, perfect use of impacts as well. That clearly sealed the round for Decoy.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of credit there can also be given to a lot of credit there also can be given to the fact that I don't know actually if this is credit given, but the attackers didn't drone him out. They didn't know where he was at. They pushed up red stairs, which made it
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
they pushed up red stairs thinking that they had cleared out the player playing up there, but they had not. So I think that Jano really did get a little bit lucky, but also at the same time he hit his shots and held red stairs almost beautifully. And pushing from below to stop the plant was very, very impactful. But we are going to be moving on to the next round. It is going to be a Church Arsenal defense. We're seeing a very similar lineup right now from the defenders.
Though there seems to be a slight variation of the SSG strat, or not just slight, I would say. The only similarities you would see are the only similarity you see is the lesion. The rest of them seems to be Decoy Dream's own strategy. Because bringing a bandit and a Kaid, that's a little odd, since Kaid would generally get the 2 hatches. Despite that, you already have Hibana having opened a 1 hatch. We are trying to see which hatch exactly that was open, but that's utility being invested already, starting in the first 1 minute. I think now we're going to see Thermite attempting to go and open either the other hatches, or no, we have Maverick attempting to go for the kitchen hatch to see if he can get the Electroclaw or a tight line of sight on whoever's there.
So that's a pretty interesting trick you can use in order to get that Electro Claw. You can shoot open the wall or the floor right next to you can shoot open the floor right next to the hatch, and then from there you can throw a grenade in there, and the grenade will clear out the Electro Claw on it.
Yeah, mind you, that only works for destructible surfaces. The lobby hatch, the bar hatch, my mistake, that still needs to be opened traditionally with the Maverick trick. That is because there's no Thatcher at the moment, so we're going to see if... Oop, we have a first disconnection, unfortunately. But we will continue how KL11 can hold off with 1 man down, while Maverick attempts to get the hatch open, and Buck's going for the vertical play. This vertical play often denies any rotations during the hallway, so that's a useful line of sight which everybody should master as soon as possible. While we had it, and that 1 disconnection probably does not. No, that's KL11 having lost 1 player, so it's already down to a 5v3. Bandit with getting a kill onto Buck without losing any health. That's another kill. Bandit's already down, and Bandit's already taken out the Maverick. It's down to a 5v2.
Yeah, very good pick there from the Bandit. Bandit is going to lose his life to the Thermite, but quickly traded out by Crew Dooku. It's going to be 4-on-1 situation. They know where he's playing at. He's able to drop the hatch and get a nice little assassination knife in there to take out the Zofia. And that is going to be round one by the defense. Or another round 1 by the defense. My apologies.
Yeah, so that was a very stylish end to the round. Jaeger going for the German ninja kill. So we might be waiting it out for the 5th player to join. So we'll have to see. I mean, 4v5s aren't always that interesting. We'll have to see, because a strat is never complete without the 5th player. And
yeah, we saw and we saw in yesterday's game that I forgot what team it was, but they had oh, it looks like their player has joined back.
ooh, nice timing and
Not
nice
calling.
pick as well. No. Okay,
Nice pick,
praise
and
the
she's
gods
able
for the 6th pick.
she's able to use the 6th pick in order to get the operator she wants. That's really good about the 6th pick phase. But yeah, I mean, we saw that yesterday, where it was a 4v5 because the player disconnected and they didn't call the rehost and lost 3 rounds because of it. And once the player had come back and they had it at a 5v5, the team was winning more, but without that rehost called, there wasn't much they could have done. But we are going to be going to my apologies, repeating a lot of words here. We are going to be seeing a gym bedroom defense, and they are going to bring that Castle. Castle, I think, is a very strong operator on Clubhouse. A lot of ranks. You don't see him played a ton in ranked because people want to try and get those frags, try and get those kills. But when you go for that extended cache, hold, in order to cut off a lot of those lines of sights from server, bringing that addition of the castle forces the attackers to maybe use a little bit more utility and doesn't give them a soft wall in order to shoot through. So it makes that extended hold a little bit easier, which is what we are going to see.
Regardless of how you would attempt to open the castle barricade, be it through explosives or through just meleeing it or even a hammer, you either waste utility or time or both. You know, in Siege, anything and everything costs you time, be it 1 second or an entire minute. And we all know that milling a castle barricade takes away at least 20 seconds of your time, which is a lot of time in the attacker zone. So Castle, like you said, very influential, and he seems to have scraped against a wall. Probably he's bleeding somewhere, but regardless, it's not very significant. And we are seeing cache and server being held on this gym bedroom side. Jaeger, the 2 walls from the stairs, the 3 walls from the stairs have been reinforced, and Jaeger is attempting to get a tight angle onto the window. So while you're at it, Zofia seems to have started engagement in bedroom with the Legion there. So opening engagements already started to interest, and Sledge is already in sight. I mean, in cache. Oh, that's a risky open, but somehow gets away with it.
I don't think he knows that Jaeger's playing in there. If they had droned him out, that would have been a really nice little pick. But Jaeger's going to rotate into construction. And as that happens, Jano's able to get that pick onto the Zofia. That's a very critical pick off the board. We are going to be seeing a 4v4. Jano engaging with the Sledge, losing a lot of health in the process, but holding that angle. And I don't know if he realizes his foot is going to be shown. And that is Sledge going to clear up that pick.
And we did not notice they did bring a Jackal over here, and the Jackal PDW of Eva seems to have gotten the kill onto the Legion. So that's some Legion mines lost. I'm not sure whether he's placed it all down, but he has lost some. Another thing that we're noticing here is the extended barrel on SMG11. Whoever this guy, I mean, Mac Daddy must be very good at controlling the recoil. Unfortunately, doesn't work out here, and seems to have lost his life with Thermite of Messiah.
Yeah, we are going to see a 4v1 situation, but with the attackers pushing from logistics, gym, bathroom, and construction, there's not a whole ton you can do to finish it up. Nice little pistol to clear up everything in the end there, and that is going to be the first round won by KL11 on attack.
Yeah, so we saw a well-coordinated push from multiple directions coming in. That was a good spread by attack. None of the attackers seemed to be overwhelmed with the number of engagements, except maybe the Zofia at the beginning, who seemed to have fragged out the Jaeger right in time, which gave them free access into construction and in construction through cache and server. So that was a well-executed attack round. Defense did try their best, but in the end, it worked out in the favor of attack. The Jackal getting that early frag, though not very influential with the gadget, still seems to be a good gun to add to attack.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I agree with you greatly, and I like seeing Thermites. Personally, I do like seeing Thermites frag out a little bit more. I'm not a super big fan of the traditional hard support of just having that player being dedicated to go in, plant, die, or go in, set up the drones, and just gain intel. I like to see Thermites frag out a little bit more. I know his kit is not super, it's not super, I want to say optimized. It's not really optimized for that, but I really do like his gun. And I mean, for me personally, I'm a Thermite main. I have been since the beginning of the game. I rotate around a little bit on defense. Like I'll play a few different defenders. Like I used to play some Jaeger. I play a lot of Doc. I play a lot of Smoke. A lot of Wamai. But on attack, I have probably 3 times the amount of gameplay with like I have about 3 times the amount of like playtime on my Thermite than I do any other operator in the game.
So
but I play more as a frag op.
Yeah. So you would call yourself more of the traditional fragmite instead of the support role that Pro League has influenced?
Yeah, I'd consider myself more of the fragmite. So to go on a little bit to the round, we are going to be seeing a CC cache defense, and The C4, I believe, from Extreme missing, and they are going to be right now clearing out the they're going to be clearing out utility, attempting to try and get the electric law that is holding off this wall. I believe
Ooh.
that's going to get it, and as I'm saying that, Skullix is going to be able to take Max Daddy off the board. That's going to be a lot of plant denial off. A very good pick early on from them, but it looks like the electric claw trick is successful. They aren't able to open up that wall, which is going to make it a little bit hard to take the site.
Yeah, so this is going to definitely cost them some time. In contrast to what we saw in the first round, where both walls had been opened in the first minute and there was pressure being applied onto Garage, this seems to be a much slower round.
Attackers have
Smoke
located a
being
bomb.
taken out earlier is going to hurt defense definitely. Oh, another knife kill by Crew. So I don't know where this knife kill came from, but this has definitely drawn some attention to defense, and now it's definitely it's put the it's in this happened in bathroom, and they have lost the jackal. So that's some roam clear, that's some retake denial lost early on in the round, and we're already seeing some engagements where we have Doc of DSAF. Oh, Doc does it again, so it's down to a 4v2 in favor of defense.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4v2 in favor of defense, and those are two really good picks by Doc. He was able to rotate off of rafters and take out the player, I believe that was pushing up red stairs, and the player that was playing, maybe trying to get a little bit from below. But KL11 Esports, it looks like Shalex with the quad kill. It's going to be, for what was a 4v2 is now going to be a 2v1. Crew's going to have to get it, but if Skullix is able to get that ace, and he is going to be able to, we are going to see a rush in, or an end of round push in from Skullix to get the ace at the end of that round. Insane play. And that's kind of funny coming in from Decoy Dreams, because Decoy Dreams was the team that had the 6-second Ash race, or 6-second Ash ace on them in the same exact site in the same exact way.
I think Decoy should start moving slowly towards the trap meta a little more. Probably bring an Ella maybe. That could prove as intel and trap. But I alt tab out and I'm coming back in. It's gone from 4v2 to a 1v2 in favor of attack. So Decoy's got to work on their late round rush denial. And Cash isn't working out in their favor when it comes to holding off attacks late round pushes.
Yeah, and the late round pushes have really been putting their toll on Decoy
Attackers
Dreams.
need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they
I gotta tell you. Oh wait, Decoy Dreams is on defense, so that's the second time they've had a player push in that server window and clear out their entire team. It's the second time. I think we found a little bit of a weak point for them right there. But yeah, no, I'm a little bit curious as to what they were doing. They had the player from rafters rotate into Cash, which doesn't make a whole ton of sense, because now you're opening up rafters for the attackers to take, and especially in a 4v2 situation, you just have to hold off lines of sight so no one can rush in. And Skullx playing out on that server window, he killed a player. They had intel that he was playing out there, but they didn't make any attempt to stop him. And even with the trap meta, or the trap player being Jano holding it, or having all of his traps over there, they weren't able to slow him down at all. So a little bit of an interesting play there by Decoy Dreams, but I gotta tell you, Skullx, what a wonderful Russian that was.
Absolutely good. Really justifying the entry fragger role over there, turning the tide of the round in his favor, and bring the round count to 2-2 there, back to KL11's advantage. Now we are going down to a basement hold. This is a basement hold. Yeah, this is a basement hold. The same strategy as what we had seen earlier, which worked out in their favor, and we're going to try to see how they're going to hold it now. If it's going to be a variation, and if attack has learned something from their previous round loss, and are they going to capitalize on any loopholes that they might have noticed?
Yeah, and one of the things that really did hurt them last time was Skullx. The Skullx DC'd, and they didn't have that heavy fragging potential. They were left at a man disadvantage, and the bandit of Sap. I'm gonna say DSAP. That'll be how I'll call that name. DSAP was able to get two very good picks and created a 5v3 situation, and there wasn't much the attack could have done at that point. And with Skullx off the board, not there to clutch it out, that really did win it for them last time. But they are able to get open this kitchen hatch again, using that frag grenade trick into the soft floor in order to open it up. So they are. Oh no, I don't think they did that. I think that they used a thermite charge instead, playing the thermite charge on the soft floor. And as I am talking, Skullx is going to clear out the player that was trying to flank blue. And without any roamers, Skullx should be able to drop into oil pit right now and to try and get some control of blue. Looks like we are going to be seeing a potential gunfight.
Seems to have
He's going to get called out
on the Jackal. Yep. Unusual silence there. But Skullx is going all out. He's already gotten a 3k, but he does get refragged by Extreme, and this brings into a 2v2 all of a sudden. So on both sides we have Skullx and DSAP putting in the effort to take the frags, and the plant is going down with 20 seconds left, and it's back down to a 2v1 in favor of attack, while Mac Daddy being the lone wolf here fighting all the way from dirt. 15 seconds left, and Therma is going in for a plant. This might just be successful. An exchange of shots, and attackers do win it. Messiah on the thermite seals the round in the end for attack.
Yeah, and curious decision there by the smoke. If he had just came out guns ablazing, he would have been able to pick off the buck, and it would have been a 1v1 situation. But he heard the plant going down and opted to use his smoke canisters rather than using either the shotgun or the SMG-11. But very well done there by the attack. Having Skullx pushing down blue and getting those two picks opened up, cleared out all the players playing an Arsenal and allowed for the attackers to drop into oil pit. Was it? No, oh my apologies. They were able to drop kitchen hatch, and by dropping kitchen hatch, they had the control they needed. Thermite was able to get that diffuser down, and that was it for them. I mean, getting that control early on, clearing out those roamers, there's not a lot the defense can do at that point to delay the attack other than hold angles. So I really do like the way that KL11 is playing right now. Decoy Dreams playing very smart on defense. I mean, they are sticking a lot to their setups, but their mid to late round adaptations haven't been very fruitful for them these past 3 rounds. KL11 lost the first 2 rounds, but have won these past 3 attacks. So, I think Decoy Dreams just really needs to. I think they really need to adjust a bit better in the late game. But Skullx has really been going off for his team. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the first half yet, and he's gone 11-2.
Yeah, I mean, Skullx was the one who actually did the oil pit drop and push, getting the kill onto Bandit, who was played by DSAP in the blue. So getting blue control did really help there, but he did immediately get refragged by the Kai played by Extreme, bringing it down to 2v2. But by then, the whole of Arsenal was already in the control of attack. I do think that Smoke took a little too long in attempting to deny the access, deny entry into site. But in the end, the control was pretty decisive. Defense couldn't really do much. So right now we're seeing a same hold here. Smoke still holding off dirt with the shield. The shield is really very strong on Smoke, providing him utility to do pretty much anything. Similar hold, but now you have Jano playing dirt. In blue. So Jano as the Legion on dirt is a better pick than Bandit, since he can single-handedly deny both the access points, one from storage, I believe that's called. There are storage, and the other one for the drop from oil pit, which is what cost them the round last time.
Yeah, but I think his position is going to be given out right now. You see that Eva on the Jackal is droning out for his team. But I agree with the decision of having Legion play in blue rather than the Bandit, because Legion knows where all of his traps are, and he's able to play a little bit better off those audio cues. It looks like Messiah is going to be trying to open up that hatch, but he's waiting to potentially bait out the C4 from below. We only have the attackers, or my apologies, the defenders only brought one C4 with them, so they don't have a whole lot that they have to really bait out. Or no, they have two C4s. My apologies. That they have two C4s that they really have to bait out, but Bandit isn't playing where he could deny that push from, or use that C4 in order to get a vertical pick on Kitchen. But we are going to be seeing Eva push down Garage, or push down Blue Stairs, and I believe we're going to be seeing SkullX rotate over to Oil Pit.
Interestingly, while we're at it, both Buck of Ironside and Messiah's Thermite seems to have lost. Ooh, that was a close one there. The Jackal from Garage getting some shots onto the Legion, though Legion still manages to survive with 75% health, and an Oil Pit push like before is coming in from Messiah, I think. So, engagements are beginning to start from Blue. And we're going to see now if with just 18 seconds left, are they going to be able to put a few kills on the board? Oh, and Buck's already rushed into sight. Just missing his shot onto the smoke, but regardless, attack is falling really quickly, and that's before they could even get the diffuser down, defense is already brought into Arsenal. There's not much Maverick can do right now. Oh, trying his best, but Decoy Dreams on defense, winning it out on time. It was a 4v1, brought it down to 2v1. Nice try by the Maverick, but before the round swap, I think Decoy Dreams did a good job at delaying attack as much as possible.
Yeah, and the attack spent a lot of time. It looks like that they might have gotten a little bit I don't want to say confused, but they got a little bit stuck up with where they were trying to push from. You saw that SkullX had dropped into Oil Pit, but he spent a lot of time upstairs, kind of thinking about what he wanted to do. I don't know if they were really playing off the intel that all the defenders were on site. I think that they were still curious if there were any roamers upstairs. But with the Jackal there, that shouldn't have been as much of a concern as it was for them. And waiting until the end of the round really was to their detriment. But I gotta tell you, Bot at the end there, those 3 picks, that was, I mean, that was almost a clutch. If he was given 10 more seconds there and they were able to get that push off a little bit earlier, I mean, those 3 picks from Bot were huge, and he's come up pretty big. I think those were his first 3 kills of the game, but very quick and very, very well done. But again, without getting that diffuser down and not protecting the Thermite when he had dropped in, really was their detriment. And I got to give it up to Decoy Dreams. They did a really good job at delaying the push as much as they could, even with more of a turtle strat.
That Buck rushing in also would have worked out. I think it was just the timing there that he did not get the kill onto smoke, and while he was busy trying to wait for the smoke to peak in, Kaid got the quick rotate back into Arsenal. So it was a good attempt, but time management could have definitely been better. So we're moving on to the next round. The round swap happening midway through, and KL11 is on defense. We're seeing 2 operators that were previously not brought. That's Valkyrie and Mira. We just had a discussion earlier where Mira might not be the best option, and I did say that Gym Bedroom. Okay, I didn't say Gym. I think I said Cash. But Gym is one of the sites where Mira can be used to hold off any pushes from Jacuzzi. The Valkyrie is definitely going to be influential, but to counter that, Decoy Dreams has brought in the IQ, so that's a good choice. Might not be the G811, but still a good choice of gun in the form of the 552 Commando. So 2 minutes in, the wall's been opened, and there was no, other than the mute, which got taken down by the mute jammers, which were taken out by the frag grenades. We have a quick wall opening in 1 minute, so the access into the hallway, the line of sight into the hallway is not all on attack.
Yeah, and to kind of talk a little bit about that, it looks like they didn't opt to, and this is something I might need to I'll kind of clarify up on. I didn't mean to kind of talk about Mirror being useless. Mirror is very powerful if a team opts to, instead of go for a strong utility hold of the Jacuzzi wall, instead of having to bring either a bandit and a castle, instead you can opt to bring that Mira, have her play in bathroom, and she can deny that push in from Jacuzzi wall, which is very, very a very, very powerful position for the defenders to hold in, and it allows for the defense to be a little bit more creative on the operators they bring, because they won't have to dedicate a lot of utility to holding that wall other than just the Mira playing in the bathroom and the Mira having to again use her utilize. And she can also put a Mira, as you see here in construction, looking into cash. So if defenders want to rotate back, they can. And as we see that, we're going to be seeing a whole bunch of picks coming off the board now. It looks like Jano and Mac Daddy are off the board, but the defense is able to right now equalize things out. We are going to see all of the players playing over in cash and construction off the board, so we just have those two anchors on site, one being the Valkyrie, one being that Mira. And it looks like Mira is going to be getting a little bit aggressive right now with that Vector having such a high fire rate. She's able to rotate out. No, my apologies. That's going to be Ironside able to rotate out with that Deagle to get that kill onto the Maverick, and Eva equalizing everything out, taking out that last player, pushing into Jim, and that is going to be a round one by the defense.
Yeah, that was a flurry of kills falling down very quickly there. The Mira also playing into their favor along with the Castle. Castle, being also bringing those proximity alarms. My earlier squad used to always say Castle is Mira's best friend. We base that opinion, of course, off Consulate, because I used to often play Mira in the connector on 2F. Not the best strategy, but it used to work. And Castle used to be useful in blocking off that window. But here we can see, we did see Castle with his proximity alarms working out in delaying attack heavily, getting the intel onto the IQ that was pushing up towards bedroom. So the strategy there did work out. And right now, though, we are seeing a Clash being 6th pick. A good choice picking off the Warden, I must say. But the Clash is going to be a further detriment to attack right now, because we don't have a Capita on board. The Capita would have been helpful here, and even though he's not banned, the Capita would have been helpful against the Clash. So we have to see how much of actual delay the Clash can put here onto attack's 3-minute round time.
Yeah, and I gotta talk real quick about Skullx. Skullx has done a lot for his team. You see him kind of rotating around operators, playing the Castle, playing the Clash, playing a lot of those non-traditionally frag-heavy roles, even as the top fragger on his team. And on attack, we got to see him as the entry on Zofia, but on defense, he kind of switches up his role a little bit. I really like when players, I'm not saying I don't like that traditional Ash Jaeger main. I mean, we all love the clips you can see from those guys, and it's always nice to see a good like Ash Jaeger or Zofia Jaeger main. But seeing a player that plays frag heavy on attack moving over to more of a support role on defense, like I like to see that kind of flexibility. Like I think it does show how good of a player he is, and Ironside too has been doing a lot. But to talk a little bit about this attacking team of Decoy Dreams right now, they're playing very flexibly. I do like the way they are attacking. They got their mid-round execute that they wanted to get in there. But in the end, they weren't able to capitalize on the 2v2 situation. Ironsides was able to equalize everything out, which allowed for KL11 to win the round. I really think that it came down to it. But these are two very evenly matched teams. I don't think that there is one heavily favored over the other, and we've definitely seen that. As we're talking, it looks like they are going to open up dirt, and we are going to be seeing Skullx playing in dirt to potentially delay that push. I do like the decision of bringing the Clash to delay the push from dirt, because that allows for the rest of the defenders to potentially hold off that push from Kitchen and from Moto. But as we say that, there are two quick picks coming off the board right now. Ironside's getting the double kill, taking out both those players playing on main stairs. Bot is going to be off the board, but Ironside getting 2 kills and not traded out. That's going to be your 2 main entry fraggers of the Zofia and the IQ. Very good picks coming in, and as we talk, the Moto hatch is going to be opened up, so they're going to have that line of sight into church. They're going to have these vertical holes holding that downstairs hallway. But it's going to be a man advantage for the defense, and as I say that, Jano is able to equalize it out, taking Eva off the board. It's going to be a 3v3 as she rotates down main stairs, and I don't know if they have any intel onto where the defenders are playing.
So I guess the IQ here got taken out rather early in the round. The clash is still in play, but then the Valcams are also in play as well. So and Jaeger does rotate into bar and gets the kill onto Maverick. Maverick, what were you doing? So that suddenly turns the tide all the way in favor of defense, and quickly back Ironside gets the ace. We never noticed that Ironside 69 getting the quick ace, getting the two entry fraggers, and then the Maverick and the Hibana. It's an easy sweep all the way for KL11.
And that is the second ace K11 has had today. One from Skullx and now one from Ironside. That secondary fragger playing that Jaeger. And yeah, I mean the attackers didn't set up any flank drones. They didn't set up any flank watch. So he was able to just rotate up blue. He knew all the players were pushing over by he knew that all the players were pushing over by that moto hatch and by main stairs. So he was like, okay, I can just rotate up blue right now. There's nobody watching that area. And he was able to go up, get out that Maverick, not traded out by the Hibana. I mean, Hibana had tried to hold that angle, but he was able to take out Jano and then take out Hibana very quickly. Very well done by Ironside there.
Yeah, so
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Second ace of the match.
So there was a good choice, like you mentioned, Clash solo holding down Dirt. Although I guess that just deterred attack, seeing that there's a Clash over there and there's not much of a way to take him out without wasting utility. They seem to have re-strategized and moved to the kitchen hatches, but that didn't work out because Ironside with a very good roam, very strong hold, moving into bar and then holding off the main stairs. Clearly KL11 calculating every single move of theirs very well. We have Skullx, who was on the Clash, who was the entry fragger on attack, now on smoke. So, like you mentioned, very flexible role. He's a good contribution from him, already being 12 foot.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to be switching up their Cash defense. Or no, we haven't seen Cash at all. And Ironsides with a very, very early pick. That's gonna be your Maverick off the board. That's gonna be really tough for the attackers now because they're not gonna have as easy of a time trying to open up that cache wall. They're gonna have to open it up from below using the IQ. I mean, IQ still being on the board is still going to be a little bit to their help, but now she's gonna have to put herself in harm's way, trying to push from below. So now they're gonna have to do a bottom floor clear before they can even think about getting that hatch open. Or that wall, my apologies.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Okay, so oh, and we already have Udaku on the IQ, having taken out the smoke. Oh, that's late on plan denial, lost again. So I remember that when the defense was happening early on from Decoy Dreams, it was also when smoke was taken out early on in one of the rounds. So this is I think attack now is slightly more relieved that they don't have to worry about a late on plan denial, so they can push a little easier. But we're still down to 1-2 halfway through the round, and the roamers are not cleared out yet. So I guess the Jackal has to now start working out to take out the roamers.
Yeah, it looks like bot 11 is going to be playing below in garage, but all of the attackers are pushing from that construction side. So as long as the defenders are able to win out some of their gunfights, they should be able to hold off this push. But as I say that, we're going to see Messiah off the board as the Jaeger, and it's going to be a 3v4 situation. But all the attackers are pushing from the same side. It looks like they're going to have Doku rotate around. It's a smart decision, but Bot looks like he's trying to get a little bit of a flank in right now. I think he hears that attacker playing in logistics. His position is going to be given out by taking out that thermite, but that was a very, very good play there.
I think they're attempting to drone out Bot's position, but I guess now they already know that he's down in bar. Oh, is he gonna get that? Oh, that was beautiful C4. Very well calculated on DSAF. And now we're down to a 2v2. And the plant is already going down, 20 seconds left. Ivama attempting to stop the plant, trying to figure out where the plant is going down.
Bot's able to rotate in. The plant's going to be able to go down, but Ironside's able to clutch it out. That's a triple kill for him for the round. able to get Jano. Jano's able to take the bot off the board, but he is not able to get Ironsides. And Ironsides being left with way more than enough time to take out that diffuser. And that is the Defenders round 1 on Ironsides clutch in the end.
Yeah, I mean the Valve doing a great job there, first denying the entry for attackers from construction, and then the I must say I'm at awe at that C4 throw onto the Zofia. We perfectly analyzed where the positions are. Thermite did manage to save himself, but the Zofia out of the board, that's again a good amount of utility out. That's the concussion grenades, the frag nades, and everything gone. So it did come down to the wire in a 2v2 post-plant scenario, but the split retake from defense was simply too much to hold for attack being choked inside CCTV. So cash, my mistake. So again, now we have KL11 down up onto match point 6-3. So it's all up to how Decoy teams can try to pull this to a 6-6. They have 3 rounds to make it work.
Yeah, and they're really gonna have to pick it up a little bit here on attack. They haven't had they've had some really good early round success, but they haven't been able to execute in the late round. And I think that that's been a little bit to their detriment. I don't think they're playing off their utility very well. But I want to give up that last round. Like, I think that last round was 100% won by Ironside. Ironside getting that early pick on the Maverick completely denied their ability to take that cash wall. So it forced all the attackers to then push from construction. And they did push from construction, but they weren't able to make anything happen out of it. Allowing Jano to rotate around. I know that they had set up their claymores and they set up those drones, but they didn't capitalize off it. And bot playing on that Valk was able to rotate around almost freely. They weren't active with trying to deny that roaming, and I think that that was really to their detriment.
So that's a good synergy, placing down the breach charge and then going for the jackal shotgun. But regardless, the hatch is open, so congratulations to KL11. And while we're at it, it's 6-3 like mentioned before. We have a typical Mira setup that previously worked out for KL11, the Mira and Valk. So attack has to just ensure here, Decoy teams have to ensure that they don't lose the IQ early on in the round, because the Valk can provide some really good intel here. I'm not sure why Nomad and Gridlock are not being brought. Oof. Skullix is making that UMP work very well. I mean, I hate that gun with passion, but he's making it work well.
Extreme getting a kill, but immediately getting traded by himself. It looks like Skullix is able to get the double kill there. And him getting both these kills on the round, Jano able to take Skullix off the board, but Daku is going to be down. He's going to be picked up, but it looks like we're going to be seeing a flank come up from Bodex. If he's able to make this happen, it's going to be a 1v3. Count Daku is able to take him out, but it's going to be a 1v2 situation. He's left on very low HP. The defenders are aware of his.
And all defense has to do is just grace a bullet and the round goes to KL11 again, but we're going to see how it works out. He's attempting some engagement, but he does have the luxury of time here with 1 minute still on the board. But we do have both Mira and Mute here. Mute on the MP5K is not something that you see very often after the SMG gun was given to him. But it's there. Daku's attempting to get some shots and try to get the bullet to land on the Mute, because he does have a near unchallenging land all the way from Jim. Is this going to work out?
It's a 1v1 situation, very winnable for Docker right now. If he's able to clear it up, and he is not able to, that is going to be Messiah clearing it up on that MP5X or MP5K that you had talked about before. And that is going to be the game won by KL11 Esports. Very, very well done there. Two very impactful players of Skullix and Ironsides. Skullix shining on the attack, and Ironsides shining on the defense. Well played by Decoy Dreams, but by Jano and Daku by Decoy Dreams, but those top heavy 2 players of Skullix and Ironsides, there wasn't much that they could have done not much they could have done to stop them. Ironsides was absolutely feasting on defense there and able to close out that game for them.
Yeah, I mean, halfway through the mid game, both teams seem to be looking equally matched. I think it was 3-3, but after that, KL11 just pulling away without any trouble at all. Two aces from KL11. I think both the aces belong to KL11. One was Skullex and the other was Ironside. Both of them going wonderfully well. Skullex being the epitome of entry fragging there, and Ironside's playing a very good bandit game onto, I think it was Cash. I guess it was Cash. But again, we seem to be seeing very balanced plays from KL11. I think these guys will go long, go far into the tournament because they're executing both mainly strategy heavy defenses, but at the same time are also fragging whenever needed. Their players are showing up when necessary. Decoy Dreams, they tried well. They did put in their good effort. Late round issues coming in both on defense and on attack for them. No lack of retake and flank control. Not the best utilization of Intel we have seen, but they did try their best. Some interesting plays that we did see.
Yeah, and something I kind of want to note. K11 was, I mean, their attacks were nothing spectacular, but there were nothing really terrible. But on defense, I really liked the way they played. They had a lot of late round rotations. They were really playing a lot of those, as Foxy would call them, those nice little rat plays, and they were able to capitalize off them. So very well done by K11 Esports. I'm excited to see where excited to see where they play out. Having Skull X and Ironsides there, both of those players, two very impactful players. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. A very great match, or my apologies, very great match that we got to see on Clubhouse. I want to thank Forge for joining me as my co-caster for today.
Yeah, thank you, Pond, for letting me cast with you. It was fun as expected.
Yeah. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. Follow us on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow the Streamline group. You can watch any of these games on our YouTube. And again, thank you for our production crew. Very well done match today. And tune in tomorrow for another great and exciting match.
Yep.